everyone, my name is Megan and welcome to my 6th Flosstube video. As you can see, I am filming in a different location today. This is my dining room. Summer is fully upon us here in Maryland. It is like 92 degrees and high humidity and probable thunderstorms later. So my sewing room is 100% way too hot to film in right now. Just going up there to gather the stuff that I had planned to show you, I was like pouring sweat. I was like, there's no way, I can't do that up here. So we're down here today. The windows are open, so there might be some street sounds. I've noticed a lot of motorcycles out today. There's a quarry not too far from me, so sometimes we get big trucks going by, so I apologize in advance for any street sounds we might hear. This is also cat country down here. I usually keep them out of my sewing room, but you know, this is their house too, so they might or might not make an appearance. Last time I checked, everybody was kind of flat and snoozing, so we'll see if we get through this without them. I'm not sure. It's been a while since I have filmed, and of course a lot has happened. We survived another year through the anniversary of my mom's passing. It was 3 years on June the 11th, and it was, as you can imagine, a very hard day. In the time leading up to that event, and you know, for several weeks after, I'll just say it takes a while for me to get back to myself after that, and I am happy to say that I'm just starting to feel myself kind of more on the upswing. So that's been good. Father's Day came and went. We went and saw my dad. He lives about an hour away from me, so we don't get to see him necessarily as much as we would like. My dad's been sick for a long time, and he was wearing jeans, and that was probably the first time in like 6 years that I've seen him in jeans, and he looked great, and he sounded great, and it was a really beautiful day. I have not been so busy with my crafting. Again, sometimes when you're low you can turn to your crafts for solace, and sometimes it can be hard to concentrate. So I have a little bit of that to show you. Aaron's working a side job right now, and Quentin is at the beach with his dad and his girlfriend. So I have that to myself, and let's get started. No crochet really to speak of, very little embroidery, again not enough to speak of, but I really do hope to remedy that soon. I did knit. Oh, there's cloth. Check it out. I did that. It's got a little extra hole in it. I'm not sure why that is, but I did it and it was fun, and maybe in the fall when the weather changes I will try to make something else. I have 2 finishes to show you and a whip, and a little bit of haul, and a few weekends ago, maybe a month ago, I'm not sure, I did some more framing, so I brought those to show you as well. Alright, let's get into it. First thing I finished, was it last night? Night before, I believe, was the Stacy Nash Summer Pomegranate Needle Book and Pin Keep. Here's what that looks like. And so when I started this project, I had pulled a skein of spinach, a skein of Bing cherry. Here. This is not the skein I started with. This is a much older dialogue. The spinach and a skein of poblano pepper, because I had like a half of one. I thought, oh, that'll be plenty. Well, this project ate flawless, I swear it did. So I ended up having to like improvise, and I mixed a couple Victoria mottos together to get the poblano look that I was going for. I stitched this on a 36 count color and cotton fabric, and I always keep the little color and cotton tag with my projects, and I don't know where this one is, so I don't remember what it's called. But here it is all together. Pomegranate. And here's the back, and I have to admit, stitching this back like killed my stitchy bow. It was a lot of starting, a lot of stopping, one stitch, stop, one stitch, stop. No, there was no way to like really carry the threads because of the color changes. So that was a labor of love, we will say. And then here is Pin Keep. Super happy with how this turned out. So I need to get that all finished. That is for an exchange. I do have one other exchange that I'm in, but I don't think that one's due until the end of September. So I have a little bit more time before I get that started. Car, sorry. The next thing that I started and finished was Blackbird Designs Mother's Honor Due. Just look like this. I started this on the 11th, and I picked my own colors. Big Style Works Loden, Frosted Mums from Victorian Motto, Weeping Willow, which did take one full skein plus that, Copper Rose, and this one came with my last monthly installment, which I have the rest of them here to show you. But this is a really pretty color called Southern Trillium. I stitched this on a 32 count cream something. I don't know what this fabric is. I wish I did, because it was very, very enjoyable to stitch on. And here it is. It's a little washed out, but this was fun. That top part is a lot of stitches, actually. And I charted our names for the bottom. So that was good. That gave me some time to reflect and find some peace, and I really, that was a good project for me. I only have one other whip to show you today, and I didn't get a whole lot of progress on it. I went to my monthly stitching meetup at the church, and I brought this project with me, and you would think, oh, I've got 4 hours, I'm definitely going to make some progress, but not really, because, you chat, and we all eat, and this time I brought brownies, because, I used to be a pastry chef, and I think I can make some pretty good brownies, but 4 other people brought brownies, too, so I think I need to step up my snack game for the stitching meetups. But anyways, what I brought to work with was Barrack Sampler's Scrub Pine Sampler. I think I've shown this to you recently. And here's the giant stack of colors that I'm using. And I managed to add some windows, start on some windows, start on the door, started filling in the house a little bit, started filling in the roof a little bit. I would just take one length of floss and work that color, and then pick another color and do one length of that, and oh, I put a little bit of grass in there too, I think. So I just add a little bits here and there. I don't know, I might take this one back with me again next month, I'm not sure. Maybe something a little more interesting, I don't know. Alright, so that's it. That's all the stitchy stuff that I've done, really. I think I'm going to pull out a Mind Independent and Free and work on that for a few days, and then on July 1st I'm going to have a new start, which I'm very, very excited about. Alright, so let's see what has come in the mail. Actually, before I show you what has come in the mail, on the 11th, I have 2 sisters, and we have spent that day together, but this year one of my sisters decided that she wanted to spend the day on her own doing what she felt like she needed to do, which was totally 100%, okay, whatever we have to do to get through. So I spent the day with my younger sister, and we went down to Havre de Grace and poked around a bunch of the antique stores that are down there. And there's one called Seneca Cannery, and it's massive. I've never gotten through the whole place in one visit. It's 2 stories. It's absolutely giant. I made a lot of fun poking around in there, and I found a piece of stitching that I decided to save. There were some gorgeous, gorgeous antique samplers in there for many, 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 many hundreds of dollars. Next time I go, I'll try to take some pictures to show you, but this is what I picked. And this was a little stamped cross stitch. And there was a lot to choose from. A lot of like hand embroidered napkins and table runners, and a lot of needlepoint, and quite a bit of cross stitching too. But this is the one that I like the best. And I believe this was a little stamped cross stitch. And the reason this one got me was because on the back it says, "To Mammy, from Patsy, August 4th, 1940. And I love it. I also got something else not stitching related while I was there, but that I thought was pretty interesting. This old hymnal, which is clearly not in great shape. My sister was looking for something for my dad for Father's Day, and he's a very religious man, and so she pulled this out and was like, "Oh, you know, it's in pretty rough shape. I don't think that I'll get it." And so she had opened it, and she was like, "Oh, there's writing in here." And I was like, "Oh, what is it? Was it like notes or something?" And then I read what the first page of writing said, and it says, "Sunday, May 11th, 1969. Dear Bobby, guess what? I couldn't find any paper either, so this is what I came up with. We were supposed to rebind books in Sunday school, but this one was beyond repair, so I decided to use it to write in instead." If you can see that, all that writing right there. Well, this little girl, Ginny, and her boyfriend, Bobby, used this book to write their love notes back and forth. And I don't know, I just thought it was really sweet. And it goes on and on and on for pages and pages and pages. And then we get to, it stops. And then it starts again, January the 4th, 1972, Friday at 7:30 p.m. And she says, "There's nothing worse than a book without an ending, so I'm here now to write one." And she goes on to write about how they broke up, and about her new boyfriend, and how she's so in love with him. And I don't know, it was only a couple of dollars, and I thought it was sweet, and so I got it. All right. My Color and Cotton Fabric of the Month came. It's called Luna. This is a 36 count. And I'm sure it's probably going to be pretty washed out down here, but that's okay. Here's what that looks like. It's kind of a light bluey green with this pretty modeling. It's very nice. I like that very much. Also, my Cozy Blue Stitch Club came. And here's, it's kind of hard to see. This month, 2 little rabbits. Very sweet. And here are the colors that she sent along with it. I really hope to get the one that I'm working on done maybe this weekend, or maybe next weekend. I might have a little bit more time next weekend, because I have a new embroidery project I'm super excited to start, and I will be showing you that here in just a moment. My girl Crystal, the jeweled antler. I think, yeah, my last video I was talking about how beautiful her scissor fobs are and how amazing she is, and then it's like she put some more scissors in her shop, and I was like, well, clearly I need to get some more. So I was looking for a bigger pair of snips to keep by my sewing machine, and so I got these. Very pretty. I like them a lot. And I had to then, of course, get a beautiful fob to go with it. These are gorgeous. I love them. And her being wonderful, she sent along a little needle minder of a kitty holding a record. She knows I love records. And she sent me the most beautiful earrings. I was completely blown away. She's so sweet. There they are. Oh, they won't focus though. Maybe not. But I'm sure you can tell. These are absolutely beautiful. And I love them. I love them, I love them, I love them. Thank you so much, Crystal. You're amazing. I'm all giddy still. Then here are the rest of the Victoria Motto flosses that came. Dried stargrass, orange ice, almost orange, very pretty, ripe seed pod, pretty neutral, and a very nice blue called Old Navy. It's probably a little lighter than it's showing there. I resisted this chart for quite some time, but I finally broke down and got it. Nightmare. A Courtney collection. Aaron really, really loves this, and you know, whenever anybody's working on it, I always show him because he thinks it's really cool. And so finally, I was like, all right, I'll get the chart. That's a start, right? And then I visited with Kitten Stitcher, because I can't help myself. I love everything that she has on her shop. Card, of course. Oh, my pile over here is getting a little big. I got some ribbon, some velvet ribbon. It's called Poison Apple from Dames of the Needle. It's like 3 yards of it. I want to use it to finish my Martha Agnes sampler roll. Since I've been framing so much, I've been thinking about the soft finishes that I would like to get done too, and starting to plan for those as well. So I got that ribbon to go with that, and I also got a copy of Caroline Sayer, 1834 Sweet Heaven. And it's gorgeous. And the beautiful Laura stitched this model, and she's so wonderful. We shared a table at the New Jersey retreat last year, and I got to know her, and she is such a beautiful human being, and beautiful stitching, and a beautiful story about all the love that she put into this as well. So I can't wait to see you again, Laura. It's coming here before we even know it, right? I picked up another piece of Grandpa's sleeve, nice big piece of that. My very first issue ever of Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher. Crystal enabled me to get this because she knows how much I love Not Forgotten Farm, and she does too. And there's so many good projects in this. I can't believe this is the first one that I ever got, but I got it. There's a lot of stuff I'd like to stitch out of here though. So, super cool. Everybody says what a great quality these are, and that they always have so many great projects, and they absolutely were not kidding. This is pretty amazing. All right, I have got one more piece of stash that I got that I am super, super excited about. And this is a direct result of Miss Amanda May at Art Designs. I absolutely love Amanda May. I think of her as like a Mary Poppins version of myself. We have so many things in common, and she is so sweet and so, you know, positive even when things are tough, and I just think that she's super cool. So if you see this, Amanda, hi. But she showed this book, and I think she got it from her library, Stitchcraft, and it was one of those moments where you pause, and I went right to Amazon and picked it up. I think it was like $13 or $14, so not very expensive, and it's a pretty hefty book here. But this is like my kind of embroidery. Let me see. This little lamb. And after each of the after each of the pictures, she gives you like a stitch diagram, and at the back of the book, there's perforated pages with all of the patterns that you can pull out. Anatomy of a frog. Very cool. I'm not going to show all of these. I'm just going to show a couple of my favorites. One second. There's some cool like human anatomy ones. I love that skull. Hopefully you could see that. I have no idea what I just showed you. I might have showed you nothing. There's a section on organs, some beautiful hearts. But this is where it gets pretty good. Look at that skeleton lady. There's another one. Beautiful embroidered dresses. So look at this. Can you see it? Isn't that amazing? I absolutely love it. I love it, I love it, I love it. There's like palmistry ones in here. So this came on a Saturday. The next day I ordered a light pad and one of these white tracing pencils, and I decided to start with the lamb because some of these are a little more advanced. I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm just figuring out as I go. So I got the lamb transferred onto a piece of fabric, and I told myself I couldn't start it until I finish the embroidery that I'm already working on. So that's a lot of incentive. But I want to do literally everything in this book. So super, super excited about that. I did get one other Stitchy Kindness in the mail from my amazing, amazing, amazing friend Diana. It's a beautiful little card she made me. These beautiful, beautiful bags. So these little buttons. Diana, thank you so much. You know, people always say these things come on days when you need it the most, and I can't even tell you how much I needed a smile the day that that came. Thank you so much, my sweet friend. I love you very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Made me a little emotional. Okay. Next up are finishes, and then that's it. Then we'll be done. So Erin had made me some more frames, and excuse me one second. And after this round of framing, I have to say, I feel like I never want to stitch anything with this, like a one length straight line border again, because so many of these had that, and I was driving myself crazy trying to get them straight. And for most of them, I got them as straight as I'm okay with. But this first one I do think I might take apart and try to finagle with a little bit more. I was absolutely losing my mind. But here is my cardinal. All framed up. Yeah, so I don't know if you can tell, like over here it's pretty wonky, so this one might come out again, and maybe I'll see if Erin will try, because I was like getting angry, and I was like, that's not the point of this, that's not fun. So we'll see about that one. And D, yes, I will absolutely bring that to New Jersey. I've got quite a few things maybe that I could bring, I don't know. This is Quaker Halloween, maybe? I know it's Jardin Privé. Here it is. I think I stitched this on a 32 count shale. Picture this plus. And I know I did it with one strand, but I can't remember the flosses that I used. So this was a, this frame had like a black finish on it originally, and I just kind of whitewashed it. Here are my blackbirds. Super happy with this one. Love that. Miss Thankful Wheeler got a frame too. And this one I beat up. We have like a chisel set, and I gouged it all up, and I think it looks pretty nice with the kind of the grunginess of this piece. This one has not seen the light of day in quite some time. This was the first project that I went to my LNS and like as a series, and you know, go every month and get all the parts. And I got halfway through stitching it, and I was like, man, this piece is gonna be freaking huge. And as you know, you guys have seen over this video and the last video, and maybe one day I'll take you around my house a little bit. My walls are pretty full, and I really wouldn't have anywhere to put this. And I got to starting the next section, I just couldn't do it. So here, my Country Cottage Needleworks Main Street. And this will actually fit perfectly above one of my doors, so I think that'll be great. And I'm perfectly happy with it just being half of it. The next one I think that went down here was a dress shop. And I was like, oh, I don't want a dress shop, I'm gonna change it, and then I just, so I am happy to have that one done. Two more. My Blessed Bee. I think I'm gonna have to stretch that one. It's been sitting in this pile of frames and it got a little wrinkled, so I might just take it off and give it another iron and stretch it out. And this was just, like I said, Aaron makes the frames and whatever just from reclaimed wood, usually from his job sites. And this was like a bookshelf, part of an old bookshelf. And he was like, oh, I can probably make something out of that. So he brought that home and I stained it, and perfectly happy with that. And one more. And that is my Jenny Bean's Christmas. This one was a huge pain in the butt too. It's still like not perfectly straight, but this one I'm okay with. Alright. Alright guys, I feel like I might have rushed through this a little bit, but like I said, it's hot and I'm tired and I want to kind of wrap this up before Aaron gets home. I apologize for not responding to anybody's comments from my last video yet. I just, like I said, my brain wasn't there, and I'm starting to feel like myself again, so that's good. You can always come and visit with me at Wide-Eyed Stitching Child over on Instagram, and I hope everybody is having a great week and staying out of the heat, and I'll talk to you all later. Thank you. Bye.